Your dog is in pain right now, and you don't even know it. Here's why. See, dogs are not like us. When you're hurting, you tell someone. You call a friend, you go to the doctor, you at least show it on your face. But your dog has been biologically programmed for thousands of years to do the exact opposite, to hide it, to bury it, to act completely normal even when something is seriously wrong inside their body. And this isn't their fault. This goes back to the wolf. Before dogs were our best friends, before they were sleeping on our couches and eating from stainless steel bowls, they were wild animals running in packs. And in the wild, there is one rule that overrides everything else. Never show weakness, because the moment you show weakness, you become a target. Predators are watching. Rivals in the pack are watching. Showing pain in the wild is basically sending out an invitation to be attacked, abandoned, or killed. So dogs evolved to mask it. They got so good at hiding pain and sickness that it became instinct. It became automatic. Your dog does not choose to hide that they're suffering. Their brain does it for them. Their entire nervous system is wired to push the symptoms down, keep the tail wagging, keep the eyes bright, keep showing up for dinner like everything is fine. And that is exactly why so many dog owners miss it. Not because they don't care, not because they're bad pet owners, but because their dog is genuinely one of the best actors on the planet when it comes to concealing illness. So what do you actually look for? Because if the obvious signs aren't showing up until things are serious, you need to know the subtle ones, the quiet ones, the ones that most people brush off as quirks or personality traits without realizing their dog is actually sending them a distress signal. The first sign is eating grass obsessively. Now, most people know dogs eat grass occasionally. You've probably seen it 100 times and thought nothing of it. But there is a significant difference between a dog casually grazing on a patch of grass during a walk and a dog that is urgently, compulsively eating grass like their life depends on it. When a dog eats grass obsessively, ripping at it, seeking it out, unable to stop, that is almost always a gastrointestinal response. Their stomach is in distress. They're nauseous. Something is wrong internally, and their instinct is to use the grass to either coat the stomach lining or trigger vomiting to expel whatever is causing the discomfort. Your dog cannot walk up to you and say, "My stomach hurts." So instead they go find grass. And if you're not paying attention to the pattern and the urgency behind it, you'll miss it completely. Next time your dog eats grass, don't just ignore it. Ask yourself, how often is this happening? Is it occasional, or is it becoming a pattern? Because a pattern means something. The second sign is excessive yawning when your dog is not tired. This one gets missed constantly because yawning seems so harmless and so normal. But dog psychology tells us that yawning is actually one of the most loaded signals in a dog's communication system. Dogs yawn when they're stressed. Dogs yawn when they're in pain. Dogs yawn when they're feeling overwhelmed or anxious or physically uncomfortable. The key word here is excessive. If your dog just woke up and yawns, that's normal. If your dog yawns once during a car ride, that's fairly normal. But if your dog is yawning repeatedly, in situations where they should be relaxed, around people they know, in environments that are familiar, that is your dog's nervous system leaking stress signals it can no longer contain. It's the body's way of releasing tension when the dog cannot vocalize what's wrong. Pay attention to context. A yawn at the wrong time, in the wrong setting, repeated over and over again, is your dog telling you something is off. The third sign is avoiding eye contact with you specifically. This one is deeply psychological, and it's one of the most heartbreaking when you understand what it actually means. Dogs are profoundly connected to their owners emotionally. Eye contact between a dog and their human releases oxytocin in both of them. It is literally a bonding chemical. Your dog loves to look at you. It makes them feel safe. So when a dog that normally seeks your gaze starts avoiding it, starts turning their head away, starts finding reasons to look at the floor or the wall instead of at you, something is wrong. Dogs avoid eye contact when they are in pain because pain makes them feel vulnerable. And vulnerability, remember, is something their instincts tell them to hide at all costs. They are not mad at you. They are not ignoring you. They are trying to protect themselves from being seen as weak. Some dogs will also avoid eye contact when they feel ashamed of something they cannot control, like losing bladder control or vomiting somewhere they shouldn't have, which can itself be a symptom of illness. If your dog is suddenly avoiding your eyes and there's no behavioral reason for it, no recent scolding, no obvious cause, take it seriously. Something inside them is not right. The fourth sign is repetitive licking of the paws. Now, paw licking is another one that gets dismissed because it looks like grooming. It looks normal on the surface. But there is a psychological and physiological line between a dog cleaning their paws and a dog using paw licking as a coping mechanism for internal distress. When dogs are anxious, when they are in pain, when their nervous system is overwhelmed, they redirect that discomfort into repetitive physical behavior. Licking is soothing to them. It releases mild endorphins. So, a dog that is chronically uncomfortable, whether from allergies, infection, joint pain, digestive issues, or even emotional stress, will often fixate on licking their paws as a way to self-soothe. It's their version of stress eating or nail biting. Watch for the pattern. Is it happening every day? Is it happening at the same time, like after meals or before bed? Is the skin between the toes becoming red or irritated? Is your dog getting almost trance-like when they do it, hard to interrupt, going back to it immediately after you stop them? These are all signals that what you're watching is not simple grooming. It's a coping response to something your dog cannot tell you about directly. The fifth sign is the most overlooked one of all, and it is this. Your dog starts sleeping in unusual spots, not their bed, not their usual corner, not the place they've always gravitated toward. Suddenly they're under the bed, or in a closet, or pressed into the corner of a room they never go in, or isolating themselves from the family in a way that feels different from just wanting quiet time. This is ancient. This goes back to the deepest survival programming in the canine brain. When a wild animal is sick or dying, they isolate. They remove themselves from the pack, partly to protect the pack from predators who might be drawn to a weak member, partly because the body instinctively craves stillness and solitude when it's trying to fight something off. This behavior is so hardwired into dogs that even the most domesticated, most loved, most coddled dog in the world will still do it when they are seriously unwell. So, when your dog starts choosing unusual, hidden, isolated spots to sleep and rest, and especially when that behavior is new and out of character, do not write it off as them being quirky or wanting alone time. That is your dog's ancient brain telling their body to go somewhere quiet because something is wrong. It is one of the most serious signs on this list and one of the most commonly ignored. Now, here is what makes all of this so important. Each of these signs on their own might mean relatively little. A dog has an upset stomach one day, eats some grass, and is fine the next morning. Normal. But when you start seeing 2 or 3 of these signs appearing together, or when any single one of them becomes a consistent pattern over days or weeks, that is when you need to act. That is when you call your vet. That is when you stop waiting to see if it passes. Because dogs are not going to break down and cry and tell you they need help. They are going to keep wagging that tail. They are going to keep greeting you at the door. They are going to keep doing everything in their power to appear okay, because that is what their biology demands of them. The love they have for you and the instinct to appear strong are working against you both. You are their voice. You are the only one who can advocate for them because they cannot do it for themselves. Learning these signs is not about becoming paranoid every time your dog yawns or licks their paw. It's about knowing your dog. It's about understanding their baseline so well that when something shifts, even slightly, you feel it before you can even explain it. The owners who catch illness early in their dogs are not the ones who got lucky. They are the ones who paid attention. They are the ones who learned that a dog's silence is not the same as a dog being okay. They learn to listen to the signals that don't come with sound. Your dog would do anything for you. They have been doing everything they can to protect you, to love you, to show up for you every single day without asking for anything in return. The least we can do is learn to hear them when they're telling us something is wrong, even when they're trying their hardest not to. Save this. Share it with every dog owner you know, because your dog is counting on you to know what they cannot say.